Welcome, friends, to the 2024 Tim Selinske United States Masters Disc Golf Championships presented by Innova. We are here for the back nine of round one of this PDGA Major, and we are at Buckhorn Disc Golf Course celebrating the remembrance of Tim Selinske, who started this event back in the year 2000. So I believe now almost 25 years this event has been going on. My name is Chris German. We have Kevin Gleason from Latitude 64 bringing us the comms. What'd you think about that front nine?
They played. Scott and Cale tore it up. Steve is playing scramble golf as to the best of his ability. I mean, one down. He scrambled on 3 or 4 holes to save par. And Paul is just, he's a little bit off.
Yeah, as we see Juhani in there with a 7 down, that is the number we're looking for.
Hole 10, 287 feet. Beautiful shot you got here with the drone. The basket is hiding right here in these trees. There's plenty of landing zone, nice little hill. You can either throw something really overstable, throw it up, throw it out high to the right, let it dive in, or mid-range down the middle. I played about an hour before them, and there was a nice little headwind, so I switched up from the mid-range to a driver.
Yeah.
Great shot.
Scott's in there inside the circle. Should be able to give himself a chance for a turkey, actually. He's gotten 2 to finish out the front nine. Cale's 4 under, and he's hit the basket a couple times from circle 2. So he's throwing the disc well, and right there.
And it looked like Cale was actually aiming for that left spot. Yeah. You know,
I think to just make sure he's in bounds at that point and just.
Those limbs on that guardian tree will knock you down in the water in OB. So the drop zone on this hole is it's still a ways away. Brinster going with that outside hyzer dump in. That looked good. Slow down. There it goes. This basket is on a little mound, so there is a little rollaway possibility, but rolling out of bounds doesn't really happen. I'm pretty sure there's some nice little barriers that keep it up and from going out.
We saw Paul on the end of the front nine go double OB triple. And this one, Kevin, actually got stuck in the tree. So kind of right where that spotter is to the left side. He was in by maybe less than a foot, but that tree right on the right side there, right on the OB line, his disc is in there.
Wow. So you think he would have been OB if it hadn't stuck in the tree?
No, he probably would have been more in bounds,
okay.
Because it was fading in. And where the disc came to rest, he is in bounds.
Yeah. Paul needs to get the birdie here. Definitely a bogey on this hole after a triple would have just stunk. There you go, Paul.
And that he does. So I think we're looking at our first star frame of the round, as this came in as the second easiest hole. Quarter stroke under par. There was actually an ace on this hole, none other than Michael Joe.
Early in the
ace.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guys on my card told me about it. I don't look at scores on day one. I just go out there and play my game and don't have anything to look forward to or something to try to go for. Hole 11, 341 feet. Kind of same as last hole, a lot longer. You really want to just push it hard and let it dump left. There's some casual water behind the basket, but there is OB far, I would say, to the right of the basket.
Yeah, it looks like it could come into play, though, if you do push it a little long, maybe 30 or 40 feet there.
It looked like PJ had to dance a little bit.
Yeah, on that one. Actually nailed the tree, came back and landed right at his feet, and that is only in by a foot. Like, that's very close to that OB there on the corner.
Yeah, if you push it too far straight, it can hit the OB.
So Scott a little grateful there. He's like, fortunate that happened. Stayed in bounds.
Sit down. Sit down.
This is the exact opposite. That is one of the most unlucky breaks I think I've ever seen.
There was a 30-foot rollback. Uncalled for.
Decent shot. Just hits the tree and
Brinster putting it look high.
It's a little wide.
Right. Yeah, a little wide. Oh, man.
Oh, short by just a foot or two. Could have found that back door.
If you look right there, there's a branch that sticks out. So it's sometimes like it makes you push out too wide, kind of like Steve did. Paul with the outside circle putt, maybe 40-footer.
Steve from the drop zone. So on this one, it is you may go to the drop zone. He never crossed in bounds, so he did have to go from the drop zone, where Cale's is going to be able to take his lie up there where he rolled out.
And the drop zone really is only 50-foot difference.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough shot. I mean, we can see where Steve is here.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, and that actually goes into that water, that casual water behind the basket.
Okay. Cale's about that same distance he's been putting from all day. A little bit more on it. Scott right there hugging the OB, like you said. It was close. He looks focused on this putt. Oh, a little high. Man. Paul just didn't look like he committed to that putt.
Yeah, no bueno for Paul.
Brinster still got a little tester to come back. There you go.
Good putt. Minimizes it to just the double. And like you were saying, that is a very tough drop zone.
It is. It's tighter in the woods, but you're throwing over almost the exact amount of water.
Yeah.
Scott and Paul coming away with pars. Hole 12, 297 feet. Another for these righties. It's either going to be a side hand or a very flippy disc that you put down the middle and let it just dump to the right. Is Conway lining up down the middle?
Nope.
He's not, is he?
Even more local.
You know, I looked at that line. I never would have thought about throwing it.
He catches a tree.
But it looks like if you get through the first initial gap, it's pretty wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, he was unfortunate catching a tree at the end, but Paul looked
yeah, and
like
you can see on this image here, like there is a gap there. Like, yeah.
I think this is the more routine shot. I think Paul just forced it over a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of want to put something high that dumps hard right.
This is looking good mid-flight from Cale.
Is it turning?
Oh, he catches a tree.
That's the theme out here at Buckhorn.
Yeah. You're not kidding.
Okay, Brinster.
Oh, Brinster, you dog.
I'm going to say that was a little fortunate. I think he missed his gap.
He did. He made a joke. He was like, oh, that's what I was going for, guys.
Look at this right there.
Yeah, he wanted to be on the left side of that tree, I think. But nonetheless, that's going to be a birdie for Steve. Good bounce back.
Yeah. That's always good, man. Have a bad hole, some bad luck. I mean, really, it was just some bad luck.
Yeah.
And then, to most likely he's going to get the birdie on this hole. Get your game back on, It was sometimes just really, really needed. The course giveth and most time taketh away, but
Cale's still going for
I think
one
he
of those
tickled it.
Circle 2 bids. Man, he has been all over the basket today from 35 and out.
I think that's the left side touch on the basket or chains. That's 5 now from about that distance. Paul with a good, solid bid on that one.
This was the third easiest hole, so quarter stroke under par. So this is definitely one you want to be grabbing the birdie at.
But, I mean, none of the holes out here are really probably that far under par. It's these holes can be tough.
Yeah, everything's a quarter. Nothing's more than a quarter, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those courses that you can birdie or ace, or then you could bogey or double bogey. The same hole in different rounds. It's a well put together course, really tight lines, great course.
PDGA Event Support Helpline.
We're trying this cool new thing where we have an alligator pit on the 18th green. It's gonna be epic.
I don't think having literal death putts is a good idea.
Okay, I'll consider it. Oh, no, boy, no!
Hole 13, par 3, 352 feet. Straight shot, but this hole probably plays closer to the 380, 390 mark. It's pretty uphill. Either something straight at it down the left side, or if you really want to bite something off, you can throw an S shot around the trees that are in the middle. Steve pushed it a little bit left.
Doesn't hit anything, though.
And kept going. He should be able to get up and down from there. It's tight gap off the tee, and just, you can't really see the elevation, but it's quite a bit on this one.
Oh.
And this
I liked what Scott was going for there.
Yeah, it's one of those two guardian trees. It looked like he might have been going for that S I was talking about. Just get right around that tree and then push through. There's a bundle of trees in the middle.
We'll flip up from Cale.
Down that left side.
Nice and straight. And that's good there. If you get to those trees, it's about edge of circle.
I consider this hole for most Masters players as a birdie. I mean, as you're not going to get it every time. It's tough. It's uphill. A lot to deal with getting there.
Yeah, this is kind of one of those holes where if you get the birdie, it's a bonus, but we're going to see probably a lot of pars.
Correct. Yeah, definitely bonus. I think that's what I was trying to spit out of my mouth when I couldn't say it was
That's a bonus birdie.
Yeah, just a bonus birdie.
Yeah, 7th most difficult, so kind of a middle of the pack hole.
How many birdies on it?
Only 10.
Only 10, okay.
So yeah, about 9% of the field. So
yeah, it's tough.
Pretty low amount of birdies. That was a good thumber there from Scott. He caught a tree.
It might have slowed him down. You know, the Summers like to, when they hit the top of the disc, they like to flare a little bit.
That's what I'm thinking. I think he might have been long in the basket.
Yeah. Oh, man. Paul with a beautiful little Anheuser putt. Brinster.
This is maybe
game.
This is like maybe the 3rd or 4th forehand I think I've seen out of Brinster today. So you know you're scrambling when you keep throwing forehands.
Yeah, I think I went through all 18 holes without a single side hand. So that's usually my goal.
When you don't throw them and that's not your preferred shot, that's a good goal to have.
Come on, Cale. You can see in just him not dropping his hand on that he's like, the frustration meter is pretty high.
Oh, it's almost comedic now for him.
It's laughable.
Yeah.
Because he's all over the basket. It's just, a tweak here or there, and it's in every time. I think Scott was staring you down on the camera just in walking.
Yeah. And we should have some cleanups here. So we're going to see a par frame.
Cale, you can see, I think that was a little frustration putt on that one. Hole 14, another hole that dumps down to the right. I think most of these guys are probably going to throw a putter. Maybe Oman will throw a sidearm. You just want to throw something that drifts down to the right. It's not very long. 270 feet, probably doesn't play but about 240 to 250. You got Brinster throwing sidearm. Come around.
Miss it? Oh.
He caught that little guy, didn't he?
Yep. That had a good shape to it, too. If he missed that, he would have
Going
been under the
thumber
basket.
here or sidearm?
Thumber.
Yeah.
When I said he was going to throw another one.
This was
here.
it.
And he actually missed his line big time and then almost aces it.
Yeah, in warm-up, I actually hit that inside line and parked it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not what you're looking at.
No, I don't. And if he would have went to the left of that tree, that might have went in. Nonetheless, he's got a birdie look.
Oh, Paul caught that tree on the left. Paul's going to have it's going to be a hard up and down from where Paul landed. It's a very touchy shot to get to where he's going. Late flip.
Good flight from Cale. Maybe a little short. About edge of circle.
A little short. Time for Cale to hit a putt. He's got this.
Well executed there from Paul.
It is. It's you can't see on camera, but that is a tough shot. You can see it from here. How downhill this is.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about the
Come on.
sloping green here. It's pretty fast.
This was one of the more sloped areas, I believe, on the course. There it is. Hands in the
done
air.
it.
Got it. Paul's back there smiling for him, I think.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was so happy for him, he's going to give him a hug.
There we go.
Good job, bud. Cale finally did it.
I think that was 6. I counted 6 or 7 outside the circle
geez.
putts. It just kind of gave it a little tickle.
And we know Cale can make those. Those go in. This man's sitting at 10 under right
Let's
now.
go, Scott. Bent down a little bit, had that branch there, had to get that little toss-up putt up the hill and drop in.
It's a good birdie to grab after a handful of pars. Scott's now at 6 under. I mean, he's definitely starting to creep into that.
If you can
lead card.
stay away from bogeys out here.
I was about to say, we don't want to stay away
Not
from birdies.
No, we want the birdies. If you stay away from bogeys, you can really. I mean, there's plenty of holes to get birdies on out here. Hole 15. Throw it directly into this hill. There's a big red circle around this. You have to play it from outside the circle. Don't throw it too far. If you land in the circle, you bring it out for safety reason.
Yeah, mandatory relief on this one, I believe, with the erosion of the hillside. So the guys are trying to get to the top of the hill so they can at least take the because it plays as OB without a stroke. So if you do get to the top and you cross in bounds on the top side, you can take your lie from up there, and that's just a tap in. But there's OB right behind the basket, so.
Yes, if PJ, if you see the gentleman in the back, PJ with the catch cam, if he was to step a foot backwards,
he's in the water.
He's in the water. So the landing, so both of those are going to be just brought right back a couple feet down and take a putt. And I actually, in warm-up, threw one of my putters in the water back there. I was able to get it back, but it's like a 5-6 foot drop-off.
Yeah.
4 foot drop-off, straight down. Brinster's
probably in a little bit of a flatter spot.
Yeah.
We'll see if he's actually in that relief area. He's pretty close.
He
to
was
the left
touching
side.
it. I could see it.
You did see it? Oh, no.
Slow down.
Paul's just been a little off today. Still trying to get his head above water after taking that triple. And this is not.
There's not much over there.
Good, yeah.
Inbounds, stop.
That stopped. Yeah.
It did, okay.
I didn't even see it hit that tree behind the basket. That would have went OB, I think, if it didn't hit that tree.
There's about 12 to 15 foot of landing zone up there. That was a great putt by Brinster.
Yeah, I like that. There's the trees you have to worry about, but it's not as steep of a slope where this is a tricky putt.
Just an uphill toss.
Just very easy. If it catches the high side of those chains, I could spit out.
You can look in Cale's warm up of how high his hand really was to push up the hill.
Show me go straight back. Or do you think I hit like somewhere else up there?
I think what's going on right now is Scott is talking to the group to see if he actually hit the land at the top and slid in. Mm-hmm. If that was the case, he would actually take it from above.
Yeah.
If it was playing as casual, you always take it back from the disc and the basket from behind.
Yeah, so very unique. I mean, how often do you see that where it's a mandatory relief, plays like OB, and just don't get a stroke?
Not very often, but I mean, it's pretty steep right there. It's understandable. It's a dam holding in the water for the pond that's directly behind. And I think it's necessary. hole 16. Another shot where you want to throw something that flips up and goes to the right. You see these trees, the drone's passing by right now. You really want to go the exact route of the drone. You turn it a little bit early. There are all those guardian trees that could knock you down.
Yeah, as a lefty, I really like this course. There's a lot of left to right finishing holes here, and Scott pures that.
Picture perfect.
That was beautiful.
We're
gonna
gonna
see
get a
that
little
again.
replay.
Yeah, we're gonna see that one again.
Like I said, push it right around those guardian trees. You see, if he was 10 feet inside, there's all kinds of stuff. That was
Man,
perfect.
Scott is such a talented player. I've been filming him for years down in the North Carolina area, and when he's balling, he's balling. He is a very talented player.
And I don't know if I said it this nine. I don't believe so. I said it the front nine. I think Scott has 100 rounds or more on this course. So he used to live right down the street. He knows the lines. He knows these little sneaky lines that most people won't even think about throwing.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen a couple this round.
Correct. Oh, no. Grip lock.
Yeah.
It did get a little bit warmer later in the day. I love Paul's form. I love the way he slows it down and turns it.
Same. Oh, catches that tree on that inside like you were saying.
That's that inside route. He'll have a putt at it, though. Maybe a little Anheuser, a little straight hyzer, maybe a straight putt. You really never know. Come on, scramble, Steve.
Steve the Scrambler. And that's going to skip up, and it's a circle two bid, but, I mean, he's still alive looking for par.
So if you saw what Steve did just then, he didn't throw to the basket.
Mm-hmm.
He was just putting himself in a position where he could maybe save par. So
Yeah.
sometimes.
Oh.
Did it stick?
Yeah.
Let's go, Paul. But
We're going to get a rewind.
I was going to say he was walking backwards for a second. Oh, he had just a straight little hyzer around that one little tree.
Oh,
at the
yeah.
end.
That's got to feel good for him after the round he's had today.
Slow walk to the basket.
Yeah, that's actually the speed he was walking.
I believe that. That's the speed I would walk. Enjoy it for as long as you can.
But yeah, I like what you're saying about Steve. I think it's a very veteran move. Is like you're just trying to get down there to give yourself a chance, and there
And
you
he
go.
got a chance, and he got the par.
Yeah.
You don't always have to throw to the basket.
And look at that line he had to hit. Oh,
Yes.
left side too. Steve the Scrambler gets another one, and really the theme for him has been, I think, timing issues, not really clean off the tee, but man, he has executed these scrambles.
Cale edge of circle, I think. Oh, tickled the chains again. But like I was saying, sometimes you don't have to throw at the basket. Put it close. Put it somewhere where you can get a putt, where you can, save the par, save the bird, or get a birdie. Scott showed us how to play this hole perfectly.
Yeah, that's a turkey for Scott. He's now at 8 under. He's got 2 strokes on Cale.
And that almost kicked out.
Yeah.
But it's in. Hole 17, 438 feet. But if you look below that 438, it's a par 4. Your landing zone is right here where the drone is, and then you can go for the basket after that. There's 20 feet OB in front of the basket, I'd say. You can go for the eagle if you like to. There's a lot of branches up high that will really knock you down, but I would guess that everybody's going to lay up.
Yeah, I don't think the aggressive play is really worth it here. I think grabbing your birdie and just moving on. I could see maybe round 3, or if this was final day, an eagle look could maybe come into play. But I think these guys, being the veterans that they are, they're playing the percentages and just laying up and taking their birdies here.
I agree with that. If it was final day and you were a stroke or two behind, you're going for it. Mm-hmm. If you have a 400-foot shot, you can get to this basket. It's downhill.
Yeah, like Cale's throwing a putter here. I mean, he could reach it no problem.
I think he put it in about the best position you possibly could.
Yeah.
The fence down there is where the OB line is.
Stand still from Steve.
A little low, but that'll be fine.
Yeah, funnels down there.
Stay in bounds?
It stays in bounds over there. He's going to have a tricky look.
Scott, knowing the course like he does, he probably put it right where he wanted to.
Yeah, I think it sets up for a nice hyzer shot.
You really have to push this second shot.
Yeah.
It's very easy to come up short, and then, even this, you can
That's
push it
death putt.
really long, but it's a par 4. You don't want to hit early in the water on your second shot.
This is looking great from Paul. That
Flip,
is
keep flipping.
going.
Slow down.
Ooh. Inside the
Roll.
circle.
It's not rolling it. Okay.
Yeah, so Kevin, I thought this hole was going to be pretty, very par heavy or birdie heavy. There was a lot of birdies. It came in the middle of the pack. There was one eagle.
Was there?
So there
Okay.
was someone that got an eagle.
I wonder if it was a throw in.
Yeah, it doesn't actually say the distance, so I can't see. But Austin Peterman grabbed the eagle on this hole.
Nicely done, Austin. Put in the comments if it was a throw in or putt, or you went for it.
And look at Brinster here. He's going to go down this left side.
Oh, man.
I thought he was going to go down the middle, but it makes sense left side there. Because, again, just get it in bounds and make
Put
a
it
putt.
somewhere where you get a putt.
Yeah.
They
You don't have to put it under the basket. As this hole, very interesting, came in .00 over par. So it came in exactly at par. Easy four.
That's two easy pars in a row, wasn't it?
Oh, geez. Steve's just making the course look easy.
A little death putt down on his knee. It looks good. Great
Filling that
putt.
scorecard with green.
Dude, look at that. What is that, 4 in a row? I mean, we can see 4 in a row. There might be 5 in a row, but that's how you finish.
Yeah, this hole actually had really good scoring separation with the eagle, 50% of the field taking birdie, 20% taking par, 17% taking bogey, and 13% taking bogey or worse than bogey. That's really good separation. And I didn't think that this hole was going to do that, and it shows that it did what it was supposed to do.
I was in that 13%. I took a double bogey.
Oh, geez, Kevin.
I was playing good. I had 7 birdies in my round. I couldn't stay away from the bogeys and the double bogey.
So it does have teeth.
It does. It really does. Hole 18. It's birdieable. It's uphill. It's to the left. 372 feet. It's a really good finishing hole because I think anybody can get a long putt at this hole. I think to get to the basket, you really want to get it real low and skip it up the hill. Scott's
left
gone a little
side.
tight left side.
Oh, and then takes
at that
a
roll.
roll.
Outside the circle?
Decent roll.
Yeah.
I think he said decent roll.
Half decent roll,
Yeah.
yeah. He's got a chance to get to 10 under for the round. It's good to see Paul was able to reach the surface back at even.
Caught those guardian trees. You just want to get around those. Like Scott went left side, you get around to the right side. I think the route's more or less the right side, but you can get a putt.
Oh, man. Tree posing a problem.
It's a bonus birdie hole.
For sure. This actually was the 4th most difficult hole. So it actually was very challenging and played .34 over par.
It says 372, but uphill, I'm going to say it's a 400-foot hole. Miss them.
Go in. Should look like one last par save there for Steve. Oh,
Paul almost threw it in. That's twice now or more.
Yeah, this has been the round of like almost highlights. We've seen so many cage hits. Really good shots, really good scrambles.
Cale just laying it up there. He knew he had a decent round going. 10 down.
Sticks on that high right side. And I guess you could say local.
I'd say yes.
Home field advantage.
Home field advantage. That's exactly right.
He's 10 under as Steve.
Home field advantage or not, a 10 down is smoking. Would it come out 1060?
Yeah, that was an amazing round there from Scott. A lot of birdies there at the end.
And Scott plays this course so well. I mean, he knows every line, every angle. I think I saw in another video where he shot 11 down at this course.
Whew. So there's still more to be had. Clean scorecard. Scott Conway, the only one from our feature card to do that, and he had 5 in a row there to end to get him to 10 under. As we take a look at the rest of the cards, Cale stays on lead card.
Matthew Blakely with a 9 downs.
Yuhani, so we're going to have some international representation here in round 2 as we're going to move to a new course. So that's going to finish us up here for round 1, the 2024 Tim Selinske U.S. Master Championships. Make sure to subscribe to the PDGA YouTube channel. As always, see you on the next one.
Bye.